Hello, everyone. This is Rick with the Cyber Pro podcast, where industry leaders share their insights. It's about 5 questions in 9 minutes because hackers never sleep. Let's get to it. Question number one: who are you and what do you do?
Hey, I'm Sako. I work as a DevOps/security engineer in late-stage startup called Gladly. Gladly is a tool for the customer care platforms.
So, I'm going to ask a bonus question right away. What's it like being both DevOps and security engineering? Like, what's it like doing both?
So I really enjoy doing both because sometimes while you are hardening your system and infrastructure, and as a DevOps, you also are hands-on. You go through just going and implementing these security hardenings, and you better understand what does it mean for the business, and is it gonna slow down the developers, or can you enable them even to add more, uh, like in CI/CD process flow, while not impacting that. At the same time, you increase the security posture of your application.
Nice. That's awesome. Why do you like being a cybersecurity expert?
The deal I like, it's mostly there is a term called try harder. You always hit these unknowns, or you always have to be on the defense side and try as much as make it the security expensive for the opposite side. So in that way, you always go learn and better understand and go deep into the technology, because there are always things like 0 days and so forth. They're getting discovered, and you have to react immediately. And that is always you are running against the clock. So I really enjoy these kind of high adrenaline moments.
Nice. I'm also curious what it's like doing what you do in a startup, because we have some folks that get on the podcast and they work in major industries or government, but whenever we get somebody in the startup space, it's always interesting to see kind of how that job changes a bit.
Yeah, that's a good question. So in startup world, it's like usually there is no standard process or flow. There are some, but you can be also flexible. You can propose if you think something doesn't work. You can come with your own and get the team on the same page and try new things. And then if something better you discovered, and usually it's take less time for the team be onboarded, and because of the scale we are operating. So, and you can be more innovative and be a bit also in the cutting edge side of the technology. While if there is any tool out there, you can go and try, and that kind of things. I think once you are in larger scale, it's becoming harder to roll out and make that kind of change and make sure educate the team and so forth. So
Makes sense. We hear today that cybersecurity is a top concern, but what does that mean to you?
yeah, I mean, we see a lot of in the news, and even the bigger companies, they get hit hard, and the recent also attacks like Log4Shell was so easy, and it meant for the industrial level. So for me, it's always you can't always be 100% secure, but it's also you have to constantly make sure you can have a minimal response time to any instance happen. At the same time, make sure you are in the latest, greatest of the applications you are using, and constantly assess your risk, and make sure that at least you do the basic preventative maintenance, and then constantly watching for the anomalies and stuff.
No, I appreciate that. What other insight do you want to share with our community?
So I will share with the community, it's security is not about also tool or using that. Yeah, you have to go basically zero trust, including your employees, and what you need to do as much as build that expertise in team. Yeah, I think that's the key part, and constantly educate rest of employees, because attack sometimes can be just as easy as getting to somebody email and then they're already in. So at the same time, working on the hardening and all this stuff makes sense, but also the key part, I would say, the education and having better controls around your data flow, including how secure while the data transit from one point to another, how while you are storing just some basic hygienes like keeping your data encrypted if there is any flow, and making constantly sure that you can minimize the blast radius if any of the attacks happen. First, you can respond fast and quickly as much you can. At the same time, the blast radius will be as much as smaller. So using some well architecture, and now also everybody in the cloud and separating your development, staging, production account, all these kind of basic compliance rules and following some CA's recommendation, I think that's a good start.
Nice. No, that's great. We appreciate that. Final question for you. Fun question. What's your favorite piece of retro technology that makes you smile?
Oh, I, I love there's an advancement in AI, like OpenAI introduced chatgpt. You, it's mind blowing. You just ask the question and any coding related, you can translate. It basically increase the productivity across the industry. I think including the in security field, and I am really excited to see what it will mean in coming years or decade for us. And as a OpenAI CEO Sam says, the cost of intelligence and the energy power compute we use, it's coming down to zero, which and it means a lot for the software. So it means you can ask and build any custom software you need. So you don't gonna go use this traditional general way we used to use tools and stuff. So you can build your own. And so there are a lot of potentials out there. I just think that we need to keep watching these kind of disruptive technologies and just get on board as early we can.
Nice. Thank you so much for being on the Cyber Pro podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching the Cyber Pro podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on new podcasts and bonus content.